two of the things that I didn't think we did well yesterday, we didn't tackle well yesterday, and we didn't have very good tempo. And I thought we addressed both those things this morning with a lot better focus and concentration. It's hard because we have such a level of players who aren't practicing, so it's hard to get all that stuff that you're looking for, the timing and the rhythm, without the guys that you're counting on being out there. So hopefully we'll get that back soon.
Can you assess where your punting game is at? I mean, obviously the freshman hasn't kicked very much.
Right.
Where do you see that at right now?
Well, I don't think I'll really know until I really see him 100% kick, and I thought in the scrimmage the other day we had some good things. So, the wind helped a little bit in some situations, but I thought we did some good things, but the consistency is something that I do think we still are lacking, not just in that practice, but from that practice to the next day, coming back and being able to do it again day in and day out. So I don't feel 100% confident. I think we have some kids that are working at it and are more than capable. We just have to have more consistency.
Do you like the idea of the new scheduling format for the Big 12, playing everybody, no championship game? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think the round robin effect, you have a true champion in the Big 12, and everybody plays everybody, so it's certainly not going to be watered down because there's not going to be 3 Big 12 South champions this year, and everybody gets a nice little flag and trophy to put up, and so recruits can see it. So there's going to be one champion, so it'll be a real champion, that's for sure.
Can you assess Garrick Williams' progress since you arrived?
Garrick who?
Garrick Williams.
You're talking about a guy that had played wide receiver at one time and then was moved to defensive back, then to linebacker. I think he's made a lot of progress considering the fact he really was not a linebacker coming in. I think he's made a significant amount of progress, I'd say, in the last year, which we needed him to be able to do. So I'd say fairly significant. He still has a ways to go, but I think he's made significant progress.
What areas do you think he needs to improve in?
He's as a linebacker, he's very athletic, and he has some suddenness to him. I think he has to get better using his hands. He's kind of more of a finesse linebacker than a power linebacker per se, which is not a knock against him. I mean, he's able to make plays from sideline to sideline. But I'd like to see him be accomplished in both areas and maybe be better with his hands. And I think he's improved that. I've watched him. I think he's done a good job in camp so far.
Have you added since your broken leg?
Going on 12 pounds.
12 pounds?
Yes,
so what are you at to now?
221. Yes, ma'am.
And speed is increased
Yes,
at
ma'am.
221?
Yes, ma'am.
When you hear the name Cyrus Gray, what comes to mind?
Oh, man, he's just an all-around player, all-around guy. And he's just on and off the field, man. He's the same way. He does things right. He's very competitive. He's not one of those guys that he just want all the spotlight. He give the things that he's good at. He give to us youngest players. But there's gonna be a time when he's not here, so he try to give as much as possible to us, so we can know it to help contribute to the offense.
What specific lesson has he given?
Man, just as far as pass blocking or whatever he see that the guy needs help on, as far as pass blocking, vision, as far as running the ball, setting your blocks up, just all around guy, man. Everything you can think of as a player, he's good at, so he try to help give that to some other players.
Where do you think y'all stack up in the nation in terms of 1-2 punch between you and Cyrus?
Man, we just working hard every day. Just giving the defense a good look, just learning from the defense, learning different defenses, and we just let it come. So we really don't know.
What's the magic number you think for carries between you two for each of you to keep you both happy?
Anything from 15, 20.
For each of you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now, is that touches or carries?
Touches.
Touches.
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
And do you think with this offense, you've got all the wide receivers, that's something that
Yes,
you
ma'am.
can aspire to?
Yes, ma'am. Because we throw the ball as much as run the ball. We run the ball as much as we throw the ball. So I try to give it in the playmakers' hands. So just however it comes.
Have you set a goal for yardage?
No, sir. No, sir. I've set a goal last year. It didn't quite work out, so I'm just letting it come to me. I'm just going out there and like 1,000 yards plus at least. But I had that accident, that injury. So I'm just going to the season, just playing hard, just helping my team. That's all.
Now, is it possible to have 2,000 yard backs? I know OU did it in 08.
Oh, it's yes, ma'am. It is possible. Those guys got to be hell of a guys out there. You know, they got to just do everything right, have perfect vision. You know, just go out there and play each game like we've been doing, and just feed off each other, one another.
Do you and Cyrus talk about that?
Oh yeah, man. It's a lot of things me and Cyrus talk about. We talk about as far as being one of the best. I mean, being the best backfield in the nation. Talk about both getting 1,000 yards plus from each other's. A certain amount of touchdowns, man. Certain amount of carries from each other. Just it's more of a brotherly type thing. We just feed off each other and just hope good for each other. Just wish each other the best luck.
Seems like you're a little bit more vocal this year than maybe you were last year in the spring. Is that something that you focused on, or just kind of come naturally to you?
It's more natural, man. Just out there having fun. You know, it's just been out there for going on 2 hours. Heat is hot, pads on and all that stuff. You just find a way to have fun, man. It's just, and the more I talk, the more I just have fun and just loosen up, you know.
Now, did you gain your 12 pounds in your torso? I mean, you look like
More my lower body.
Lower body.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
What about all the missed time of the offensive players this in practice? Is that taking a little bit of the cohesiveness away in the progress, do you feel, or not?
Yeah, because you want to, those guys you want to go in with, you want to know their timing, you know how they play as far, I mean, from a quarterback's point of view. And as far as running backs, just making sure those guys are there blocking for you, you know, those guys' tendencies or whatnot. But yeah, those guys been out, it does kind of.
Now, what about the stability of the offensive line? When you're out there with the first team, usually those same 5 guys have been out there all spring.
Mm-hmm.
How about the cohesiveness of them? How does
Well,
that look?
those guys, like today, those guys one of those guys, they do a great job as far as blocking, both pass and rushing. I mean, rush attack. Those guys get tired a lot. They don't say a word. They just go out there and keep going. But yeah, those guys get tired. We have guys behind those as far as depth that come in and just as good as they are. But those first 5 guys, they get tired, but they just keep pushing.
It's